me ask you, reparations. The House held a panel this week. Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, talked about Biden's support for reparations, but she stopped short of saying that Joe Biden would sign the bill if it got to his desk. What do you make of that?
It was a really telling moment. What I make of that is that White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki wanted to be cautious on this topic, but it's a topic that especially African-American voters and Black women who were key, integral to President Biden winning this election, and they are watching this closely and wanting this to happen. This is not saying that people are going to get checks in the mail tomorrow. This is saying that there's going to be a study on reparations. Vice President Biden is on the record saying that he would support something like that. So I think it's really telling that she didn't want to go as far to say that he would support this specific bill. So I think this is a place where we're really going to have to watch closely what happens. This is a bill that's been moving through Congress for a while now. And I think now that Democrats have so much power, you have African-American people, African-American leaderships saying, why can't we focus on this issue? We know that African Americans are not being treated equally in this country. We know that there are economic consequences to the institutional racism that Black people have faced in this country, and that is separate and apart from any other race in this country. Black people being held in bondage, enslaved for years in this country, that hurt generations of African Americans. And this study, people think, will be integral to trying to right some of that wrong. So I think we're going to have to really watch the White House and continue to press them on their stance on that bill.
Yeah, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee has picked up the mantle after Congressman Conyers, and she will be on with my colleague Jonathan Capehart tomorrow on the Sunday show, so be sure to tune into that. Yamiche, before I let you go, I do want to ask you, just on a personal level, how is it covering this administration? We all saw you getting harassed by the President of the United States, the 45th President of the United States. So covering this administration, I'm curious how you show up with your lived experience there and how it's been for you in this first month.
Well, I can tell you that things have been radically normal, Tiffany. We have a schedule. The press briefings are when the press briefings are. That's not to say that we're best friends with the administration, right? The relationship will still be one that's adversarial because you have a press that's pushing for answers. You have an administration that at times does not want to give us the answers to those questions, critical questions, right? Like when are things going to get back to normal? President Biden said that might happen as early as Christmas. The White House press secretary was a little bit more cautious and not wanting to give a specific date. But that being said, President Trump had an agenda, a strategy to make the media part of his opposition, to harass and target reporters. And he thought that was to his political benefit. We just have not seen that with President Biden. We've seen a president who, while he has pushed back on members of the media, has done so in a pretty respectful way. So I think right now we're still having a shared sense of respect. And that, I think, is a good change. It's a good way to go forward in a democracy that is facing so many challenges in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of a racial reckoning, in the middle of a climate crisis. There are so many things going on that it's good that we can at least have normal and respectful exchanges.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.